Good evening, everyone. Hello, I am that guy Dan96, and we are back for actually stream number 2 this evening here in the CRJ. We flew over to Myrtle Beach, and now we're getting ready to fly back to Charlotte from Myrtle Beach. We're going to jump on into the sim here. Here we go. There we are. It is raining. There we go. Yep, get some rain noises there. Phil, nice to see you, sir. Glad you can make it out. Yes, Phil, this one was much better. The sim didn't kill itself here. So we are in Myrtle Beach, and we're getting ready to leave here in just a few minutes. I'm not going to board with GSX or anything because I just want to pretty much program this plane up and get out of here. But we are here. I've done absolutely nothing to this airplane since we left it, pretty much from last time. So we're going to start doing our stuff here real quickly, though. Believe it or not, I actually have I guess you could say a guest with me here. I've got one of my friends, Nate. He's in the chat a lot, and he's been one of my friends for a while now, and he's gonna provide, I guess, I don't know, someone to talk with about just random flying stuff while I cruise. So, Nate, you can say hi to everybody here.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
He's here. Let me know if that sounds okay. If I need to possibly turn him up or whatever needs to happen there. So. We're in the CRJ, getting ready to fly back to Charlotte. Again, I've left everything exactly the way it was. So, I've not done the fuel and payload. I need to do that. So we're going to send this to the flight sim. Load me back up to 7500. Also, let's do our ACARs here, because I totally forgot to run the ACARs into Myrtle Beach, so that was a problem. We've got 71 people on board cruising at flight level. Actually, we're just cruising at 16,000. The route, I don't remember what the route is, and I'll put all that stuff in later. We can start that, though. That way, that actually starts running. And we can jump into the FMS. So, we are in Myrtle Beach. We're going to Charlotte. Blue Streak 5311. Going off of runway. Alright, Phil, I will turn him up just a touch. Going off runway 18 in Myrtle Beach. Okay, going off runway 18 in Myrtle Beach, and it's essentially direct to a star. There's not much. This flight is super short. It's going to be only about 35 minutes in the air. But we are arriving on the ILS runway 18 left on the Millet 2. Acne, Cavi. That'll work. We can pretty much execute that. We're just going to take this. We'll go direct to Acne once we actually get in the air. Perf, we're going to do 45. We're not that heavy. We should be able to... Oh, we're not able to flex at 45. Let's try 43. Nope. Sometimes the CRJ is a little finicky. I have to just kind of guess. 42. There you go. So we got 71 people on board. So that's 71 people. PSA is their preset, not their preset, but their standard weight is 190. So we got it. Jason Z, yes, I am back for stream 2 actually today. And I think this is my 3rd stream overall. Now, fuel, we're going to have 7,500 pounds of fuel. And cargo is going to be 1,800 pounds of just baggage and whatnot, cruising at 16,000. Oops, not 160,000, 16,000. Can execute that. ISO deviation is going to be +7. The climb winds today are going to be 222 at 48. Cruise winds are going to be 223 at 55. 55. And descent winds today are going to be 220 at 50. We can execute that. Next page, reserves. We've got 2,500 in the reserves. That's more than on my dispatch, so that's good. Taxi fuel is going to be, actually, it's going to be 360. And the estimated time of departure, Zulu time is, wheels up, is supposed to be 21:53. I think I may go a little bit past that just because I was setting some stuff up in my sim prior to streaming. So I don't know if we're going to make that wheels up time, but it's not a big deal. The VNAV setup, we're going to be 250 to 10,000. From there, transition over to 290. We're not going to go to Mach. We're going to cruise at 290, descent 290, pick up 250 knots at 10,000 feet. This arrival is not a, what the FAA calls it, one of those like arrivals that you a constant descent arrival, or I don't know, whatever it's called. So we actually don't have a VPA for this. I'm going to actually just do 2.5 though, just to kind of mellow it out a little bit. So we're good there. We can go back to the legs. Runway heading off of here is going to be 180, and I'm pretty sure that's actually what I have keyed in. Oh, that's my speed. Sure. Or I don't know what it is. I got to go back and look at my charts. Anywho, we have a takeoff trim of 5.0. I've done a little bit before starting our flight here. So we got 5.0. Yeah, we're gonna be a little late, but that's okay. We're gonna start the APU. We're gonna open up the APU SOV. Now the APU is open. We can start the APU. That's gonna start. Can turn on our fasten seatbelt sign. Let's see, direct to, that's fine there. APU is coming up here. We got a flex of 89.3. And the current altimeter is 2994. We're good there. We can start figuring out our V speed. So to do that, we need to pull out the calculator here. And again, with the CRJ, the V speeds are not in the FMS. We have to use, I have a chart, pretty much a table of the weights and the speeds with those weights. So we have to calculate our weight now. The best way to do that is by using my dispatch here. So we've got 71 people. The standard weight is 190, so we've got 13,490 plus 1,800 pounds of baggage equals 15,290. So I'm going to write that down here. To figure out our zero fuel weight, we'll just add in our basic operating weight, which is 48,954, which would give me 64,244. Plus our fuel on board, which is 7,500, which will give us a gross weight 71,744. And to get our landing weight, we're just going to subtract the fuel burn en route, which is going to be 1999, which would be 69,745. Which means takeoff speeds, we're going to round up 72,000 pounds for the takeoff and 70,000 pounds on landing. Now that I have those weights, I can start. I can get my V speeds off the table. Unfortunately, I don't have a PDF of the table right in front of me that I can pull on the screen, but I'll just read them off to you. So 72,000 pounds. It gives us a V1 of 136, VR 136, V2 148, and our VFTO is 195. So for a 70,000 pound landing, flap 45 VREF is going to be 136. V approach is going to be 141. V2 go around is 144, and a VFTO of 192. Now that we have those speeds, I can go ahead and key them in and get rid of the calculator. Also going to engage takeoff, so we got that. Okay, V1 of 136, VR 136, and a V2 of 148. You can see the V speeds from the arrival into Myrtle Beach, and our VFTO is 195. Fantastic. We've got that runway heading is 177. So speed, V2 148 plus 15 would be 163 is what we're going to key into our speed bug. And I'm pretty much happy with everything else. Cruising altitude, we'll just set it up to 16,000. It's going to be a pretty quick climb, and we'll get a pretty decent little cruise going on here. So there's 16,000 feet. The APU is running. We can take the packs and disconnect the ground power. We can disconnect all that good stuff now. Bingo. All that stuff is disconnected. We can run through our, first of all, landing elevation is going to be 740. And we'll check. That's good. Okay, we'll run through our before start checklist. So logbook required documents are checked on board. Crew oxygen masks are checked, 1790 psi. Parking brake is on. Fuel quantity, 7,300 required, 7,400 on board checked. Altimeters are 29904 set and checked. Departure briefing is complete, and the CAS is verify checked. So before our checklist is complete, we're pretty much ready to push back from here. It's going to be a straight push off this gate. Turn on the actually, you know what? I flew here, so technically my FO would be flying it back, so I'm going to put it on, put the transponder on number 2 and turn on the transfer switch here, so you can see on the primary flight display now it says Flight Director number 2 with an arrow to the right showing that his autopilot is the, I guess, master autopilot for this flight and not number 1. So, alrighty. Let's shut the doors. And we'll prepare for pushback and departure. It's going to be a straight push. We're looking good. Get the beacon light on. Show the ground crew that we're getting ready to start the engines and move the airplane.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Alright, so they're going to go ahead and connect the tow bar and get ready to push us out.
Locking gear.
You can see our shadow on the building there. That's cool. As the yep, that looks about right. Allegiant stuff just driving into the wall.
Departure check completed. Bypass bin inserted. Release parking brakes.
They even break their ground equipment. Brakes are released, you're clear to push. And why in God's name Allegiant is handling this? I don't know. Oh, something else I actually forgot to do. Real quick. I forgot I was running traffic. And someone parked at my gate, so I had to disable the traffic really quick so I could park. And forgot to enable it back, so we're going to have traffic here. We did have some planes around us. They almost left. Oh yeah, there's a Allegiant down there. Yeah, just drive it right into the building. Why not? Right, we're good. So let's get the packs off, and we'll spin number 2. Again, watching the N2. Once it comes up to 20, we can introduce fuel. There's 20. We're going to stop to push out here before they just push us into the grass. They should be telling me this. Yeah, GSX guy is just walking into the wing. Where you going, man? Hey. What are you doing?
Set parking brakes.
Well, my brakes are set, sir, but what? Okay. This ground handling is truly Allegiant style. Yep, just walk through the wing. That's fine. Yep, right through the leading edge there. There you go. Very nice. Okay. I don't know. Spin 1. Yeah, we got our pushback guy just, well, supposed to be wing walker, just, I don't know, I guess he thought he was going home. It's 20, there goes the fuel. Number 1 is coming online.
Unlocking gear.
I know, Phil, I really thought he was going to be clipping right through that wing, but he actually didn't. I'm really surprised. Then again, when I used to work the CRJ-900s, you could walk underneath the wing without an issue. You just couldn't let a manager see you. If a manager saw you walk underneath the wing of a CRJ-900, I'd probably get fired, but just typical envoy ground handling. Anyways, they're all disconnected. We can put the packs back on, probe heat on, APU off. Hydraulic pump 3A can go on. Flaps 8. He's waving. Thank you, sir. Thrust reverser is armed. Nose wheel steering armed. And everything is looking good. We can run through the after start checklist. The fuel check valve is checked. Anti-ice is off. Rudder checked. Let's check it. Nose wheel steering is armed. Thrust reversers are armed. CAS verify checked. After start checklist is complete. He's out of the way. Brakes off. That was very nice and bright lights. And we're going to go out to the left here. Head on down to 1.8. Should be a pretty quick taxi. Yes, the CRJ limbo was prohibited. Alright, we're heading on down to 1.8, and if you can see, you can actually see there's an amusement park here underneath the approach to runway 1.8. When we came in, we flew right on top of that amusement park. So I have never been, well, I've been to Myrtle Beach when I was much younger. Very young, put it to you that way. So I never went to that amusement park, but I would definitely go to that amusement park. I'd find out when, like, the Spirit Rush is in Myrtle Beach, and I would definitely go to that amusement park simply to watch airplanes and, like, go on a roller coaster and watch a plane fly right by. I think that'd be super dope. When I did pull in here, we had 3 Spirit Airbuses, just, I guess, air by. I don't know. Spirit Airbuses, Spirit air by. There were 3 of them chilling at the gate. Passing Alpha 6, so this taxiway pretty much just makes a 90-degree left turn here at the end, and that'll be the end of the runway. Real quick taxi. Taxi checklist, flaps are 8 degrees required, indicating 8 degrees. Takeoff data is set. And trims are green and centered. 5.0. Taxi checklist is complete. Before takeoff checklist, takeoff configuration is checked. Takeoff fuel quantity balance, we've got 6,900 required, 7,000, call it 300 on board checked. Brake temperature checked, fuel cross flow is off. Why is my sim frame rate running like trash? Fuel cross flow is off. Flight controls are checked. Takeoff briefing, runway 18 is complete. Ignition anti-ice are checked. CAS is checked. Runway heading is verified checked. Before takeoff checklist is complete. I don't know why my sim is running trashy. Let me double check and see. Yeah, we don't have that many planes loaded in. I'll probably just, well, it's looking alright on the stream. I'll leave it alone for now. The rain cleared up a little bit when we landed. It was pretty rainy, and as you can see, it was kind of rainy when we started, but it looks like it cleared up. Not bad. Alright. Got the strobes on. All lights are good. We would line up, and once we're lined up, there's the rain. Spoke too soon. So once we're lined up, we would then transfer control over to the FO, and I guess we can pretend the FO is flying, so let's go flying. Set the throttle into the Toga D10. Thrust set, 80 knots. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Speed. .400 feet heading. .1,000 feet climb thrust. Speed 200. We're now pitching down to accelerate to 200 knots. You can start making that right turn now. We're gonna have to make a pretty much a total 180 to get back towards Charlotte. That's what we're doing. We're pitching down. About 2,500 feet, we'll accelerate to 250 knots. There's that. We're gonna start accelerating to 250. And flaps up. Take out the thrust reversers. And we're just bringing that turn around to the right. We can keep that turn going to a heading of 330 will work. We're now rolling out at a heading of 330. And we're pitching down here. Speeding up to 250 knots. We got the flaps up. We can run the after takeoff checklist. The gear and flaps are up. Fuel cross flow is off. Bleeds APU are set. Thrust is set. Thrust reversers are off. CAS. Verify check. The after takeoff checklist is complete. Put on the autopilot. And now we can go Acne, direct to Acne and execute and nav. So you'll see, because we have this coupled to the first officer side, you'll see we're using data from FMS number 2. For this flight. Hence why it also says autopilot and it's pointing to the right. And we're only climbing up to 16,000 feet, so we're not going to change our altimeter. Nothing much is going to change, really. Obviously, the fasten seatbelt sign is going to stay on the entire flight. We're way too low, and I'm not turning it off. And I'm also not turning it off for a 20-minute flight. Okay, more like 30, but same difference. There's 10,000 feet. Get some lighting going in here. And we can accelerate now to 290 knots. And once we get you guys up to cruise, I'll show you what our flight's going to look like. Again, this is a very quick flight. It's going to be real short. Especially since we're landing on 1A left, we'll be able to swoop it around real quickly. Not flying on VATSIM or anything, hence why I just have AI traffic. Phil, actually, you know what? I have not flown on this flight in the real world, but I don't know. I don't think so. They may do a real quick, I don't know if you're going to get drinks, they may give you like they may beat you over the head with some pretzels, but other than that, they're really not going to do much for you, just because it's so short. The shortest flight, I do want to fly this on a stream one time, but I'd have to find a time. It would have to be a totally like other stream to get this flight, but it's Charlotte to Greenville, South Carolina. I think it's a total of 46 nautical miles in the CRJ. You fly, I made the flight in wheels up to wheels down in 17 minutes. 17 minutes airtime, which is nice. It was nice. You cruise at 10,000 feet and 250 knots. So if I could actually go up to like 12,000 feet, I could do 290 knots. I could probably get there quicker. But yeah, you cruise at 10,000 feet, 250 knots in the CRJ, and like I said, you from the time your wheels up to wheels down is 17 minutes. I was able to do it in. That's a fun flight. But I can't make that a stream because I'd spend more time taxiing and starting the plane up than I would actually flying the thing on stream. So I'd have to find a way to work that in. But that's a really cool flight. That's probably one of my favorites. This one to Myrtle Beach is extreme. I really love it. I think one of the other streams I want to do is I want to take you guys down to Daytona Beach. No, Phil, yes, you can go. I'll turn the fastest seatbelt sign off for you. I'll let you go to the fridge. So we're leveled off here at 16,000 feet. We're going to cruise at, we'll cruise around 300 knots or so. That's fine. It says 290, but we'll do 300 because I'm like right there. So there we go. 16,000 feet, and we are leveled off at cruise. So, I don't know exactly how this is going to sound because I don't have the audio set up in my computer perfectly yet. It works well for streams, but unfortunately when I want to have multiple audio channels, my computer just, it struggles, and I can't figure out why. I don't know. I have something called virtual audio cable installed on my computer, and for some reason I can't get the thing to work the way I want it to. I don't know if I installed it incorrectly or something, so I gotta go back and look at that. Because then I could actually split audio into separate audio tracks, and I can turn certain things up and turn certain things down for you guys, so it'd be more perfect. So this isn't 100% perfect yet, but I do have my one buddy Nate here with me, and I think this is something I definitely want to do on my streams, is I want to get some people. I'll probably have him on a bunch of times, just because for me, when I stream something, the reason I don't do super long flights in a stream per se is because I don't want to sit here and have you guys have nothing other than like just straight audio noise of the engines with absolutely nothing going on. There's no talking, there's none of that. To me, that's not enjoyable, that's not fun. That's honestly not something you would, at least not for me. I don't want to sit there and watch it. If I'm on YouTube, I want to watch something good. So to try and like combat just having nothing to do at cruise per se, I want to have some people on and talk, and we'll talk about, I don't know, anything really. Ian, that is the scenery for the video. That is the airport, guys. Myrtle Beach. I think it was like $15. It was $15, 15 euros, something like that. I think it was 15 something. It's not made for Prepared V4, but it works. I think it was made for like Prepared V2, but it works in V4. I think the only thing he said is shadows may look a little weird sometimes, but that's the only thing. Anyways, to get into the cruise portion, so I have my buddy Nate here. I hope he's not too soft. Yeah, he's probably going to be a little soft. I want to change that so badly, but what's up?
I'm listening right now. It sounds fine.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
It's delayed, so no.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably sound soft as hell. I wish I could change that. I don't have the... I gotta figure out virtual audio cable. And I wanted to stream. I didn't want to just sit here and play with virtual audio cable for 3 hours trying to figure out what was wrong, when really probably I just don't have a setting ticked in it.
Oh,
but
yeah, it's a trial. Not...
Yeah, this is...
Get it.
Yeah. So, anyways. What, I don't know, what you got for me tonight? What do you want me to... I guess, what do you got?
Well, yeah, since it's November, to recap the last month, major things that happened. Oh, the Lion Air.
Oh,
How
God.
do you feel about that?
Oh, God.
2-month-old Max 8 plummeting into the earth.
The fact that they found a way to crash a brand new airplane to me. See, this is the thing. And, I mean, I guess I'm sorry. It's sad that a bunch of people died. That's really sad, and obviously it's a tragedy in aviation, and it's always terrible to see something like that happen, obviously. But you took a brand new plane and fucking crashed it? Seriously? Like, really.
Wasn't it a pitot tube issue? I heard the night before they had a pitot tube issue.
I saw something like...
Look at the graph. It kind of looked like they were stalling, and then they...
But see, here's the thing.
Its speed, and then just
but here's the
stalled
thing. Don't 100% quote me on this, but I'm pretty positive in the 737, if you have an unreliable airspeed, so the pitot tube obviously is going to provide you airspeed. If you have unreliable airspeed, I think, again, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive it's you set 60% N1 and you maintain level flight. If you do that, you won't overstress you won't overspeed, and you also won't stall. It puts it in a nice speed range, I guess, and it'll keep the plane flying without any sort of airspeed. Then you can kind of work around it. However, though, there was a thing I saw someone sent me, I guess a tech log from that plane, the maintenance log from the plane, and it's shown that something is wrong with that plane, and someone signed off on the thing. So how the hell you signed off on it? To me, I don't even know how you do that. But
yeah, they shouldn't have signed off on that.
Oh my god. A brand new plane. They're so beautiful. The Max is such a beautiful plane. I cannot wait for that plane to come to prepared in 10 years, because PMDG will take forever with it, and, you know, I'll be 32. 30-year-old flying flight sim. But, you know, lots of guys do it. I actually know a few airline pilots that that's what they do. They fly,
it's so realistic. Look at the dude in Seattle. He learned how to start an engine from that one add-on. It's not like it's a little game.
Yeah, no, it absolutely not. I mean, all I know is that the one airline guy I know, he flies the 145, and there's really no good 145 for this sim. I mean, there's Wilco, and that'll do what you need it to do. I think system-wise, their planes, the 145 and the 175 are really good planes system-wise. Obviously, graphics-wise, it's another story, and they won't update it for V4 or anything like that. So that's disappointing. Actually, you know what? That reminds me. The Millet 2 out to cross Millet. We're landing south. So we will cross Millet at 250 knots and 14,000. I gotta put that in. Too many zeros. Dumbass. There we go. Okay. Now we should have a top of the sun. Anywho. What was I talking about?
Line air. No, P3D. I don't know.
Oh yeah, P3D, the 145.
Yeah.
It is just disappointing that Wilco, I think it's Feel There. I think Feel There made the plane, but it's branded under Wilco, because Wilco made the 737 Evo V2, which is just literally one of the worst add-ons ever created for flight sim. You took actually a good plane and somehow made it worse. To me, I don't even know how you do that. But anyways, Wilco did. The plane is technically Feel Theirs. They just have it branded with Wilco or something like that. I don't know how that all works out. But it's Feel Their's plane, and Feel There does a really good job with actual systems. So the 175 I need to install it, and I can fly some 175 routes on stream them. The 175 is a good plane systems-wise. Obviously, graphics-wise, the model is spatula winglets would be great, but I know they're not going to do that. If they can't even update lighting, they're not going to do spatula winglets. And the same goes for the 145. The only thing that sucks with the 145, at least I haven't looked at the United 145 flight decks, but at least with American, the FMS that is in the Wilco, sorry, the Feel There 145 is not the correct FMS. We don't have, at least for American, they don't have those FMSs in the plane. They just have the universal FMSs. Those they have I guess the bougie FMS that American did not order with their plane. So, but back to Lion Air, that's just so disappointing. I don't understand how you do that. Then again, I mean, of course, I wasn't there, and that's really easy for someone like me sitting here saying on my computer flying planes. I don't know how do you do that. But it's so a brand new airplane, and you somehow find a way to crash it, and this is sick. If that plane would have been sold to somebody in the U.S., it'd still be flying. That's the sad thing. All those people at Boeing. You know how pissed I would be if I worked on you're one of the people that builds those planes at Boeing. you put all your time and effort into. Of course, you got paid. So I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, if it's still flying now, it'd be the same difference. But I would be pissed if I worked really hard on that plane, and in 2 months they destroy it. Your work didn't even last a year, and it's already been destroyed. That would kind of anger me, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time. Resources.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, you got paid, so I mean, it's not like you did it for free, and then someone took it and destroyed it. I mean, then yeah, I'd be real hot. But it's so.
I mean, I don't get how a 2-month-old pitot tube would break. If it was a pitot tube issue.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, their maintenance over there ain't top notch.
That's
so
another story.
Yeah, there's a reason why liners banned from flying to countries. They've literally just straight banned them because they're like, you are not a legitimate airline. You're not allowed to come here.
Oh, what's that new airline Swoosh, I think?
Oh, Swoop. Yeah, it actually their livery looks dope. I like Swoop.
Yeah, it does. I like the pink. It's new.
But what I don't understand is, from what I understand, Swoop is supposed to be a low-cost, like WestJet's low-cost airline, but I thought WestJet was a low-cost airline, unless something changed. I mean, I don't exactly stay in touch with Canadian aviation, but I could have swore I thought that's what WestJet was supposed to be.
I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's true or not, that the founder of WestJet created Swoosh, and I think he created like JetBlue, and he's done a ton of airlines, I believe. I'm not sure.
All I know is that the JetBlue guy, though, was an ex-Southwest guy, because that's why they copied a bunch of Southwest shit. That angers me. I also forgot I had to cross this at 250 knots, so I'm like doing 300 knots.
Oh, it's Swoop. I thought it was Swoop.
No, Swoop.
Oh,
Swoop.
yeah. Parent organization, WestJet, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Date of operation, June 20th, 2018.
No, I saw it the other day. My one buddy was talking to me, Connor, and he was like, "Yeah, that Swoop is that new Canadian Airlines Swoop is cool." And I'm like, "I ain't never seen them before." And I looked up, their livery's cool. I mean, I'll give them that. Cool livery.
Yeah, it was officially announced on September 27th of 17 and began flights on June 20th of 18.
Huh. Yeah, I did not know about that.
It was named after WestJet's desire to swoop into the Canadian market with a new business model. Nice.
Swoop into the business? Yeah. I wouldn't even say that. I'd just say the name sounds dope. I'd just be like, that name sounds dope, so that's why I used it.
You have like black seats and then the headrests are all pink.
I haven't seen their interior. That sounds cool, though.
Yeah, dude. Holy cow. But it's weird. It's like a cloth over it, like a towel. It's abnormal. But the overheads, like the bottom part where the rows are, where you can, the row numbers, those are all pink. But the overheads are all gray still.
Hmm.
I mean, it looks dope.
I mean, it sounds cool.
Me.
I know they were having trouble, though, getting, like, U.S. certification. Like, they were having, I don't know what the hell, the Department of Transportation or something like that was being anal with them or something like that. Because they just started flights to the U.S., I thought. They were supposed to start them, like, a month ago or something like that. Or whenever they started. Like, whatever their start date was supposed to be, like, when their service to the U.S. was supposed to commence, too. And I guess it didn't end up... Something with the DOT. Didn't approve something or something, because they just started flying to Gateway. My one buddy that goes to Arizona State that flies over there sent me a few pictures of Swoop coming into to Gateway Mesa. But what's the weather in Charlotte? I'm assuming it's the same when I left. Yeah, winds at 180 at 5. Altimeter 2985. So I'm gonna tune that now. I'm also going to go ahead and set the landing speeds. So we took the landing speeds when we departed, because we just went ahead and figured out how much fuel we're going to burn before we come into land. So we knew how much we were going to weigh. So if we go into our V speeds here, V1, we can just set this back to 90. Again, I do that just to declutter the speed tape. I don't want a bunch of little blue not dots, but little blue lines over everything that say 1 and R and all that kind of stuff. So I just remove those. Our V2 go-around is 144, and our VFTO is 192. Bingo. So I've got that set. We're going to do 250 knots pretty much all the way down here. We got slowed by the star, and we're going to do 250 the rest of the way. That's the only altitude and speed restriction on this star. So from here on out, I'm just going to do 1,000 feet per minute and just slowly descend. And once I get closer, if I figure out that, hey, I need to descend more, I'll just crank up the vertical speed a little bit.
Just saw this picture. Canadians are outraged at low-cost airline swoop.
What did they do? They literally just started.
I don't know how they can be outraged.
Well, it's also Canada. Canada's just different. Canada's like the U.S., but like... I don't know. It's just interesting to me.
You mad, eh?
Concorde swoops in with the droop snoot. Isn't that supposed to be the droop snoot on the Concorde? Isn't that supposed to be like the nose or something like that? I forget what that is. The Concorde, I was
bend down.
What?
Nose does bend down, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Tax,
I know that.
I think so.
I just didn't know what the droop snoot. It sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard that before. I just remember watching someone attempt like fly the Concorde on FSX, FSX Prepar, whatever it was. But one person in that flight deck attempting to do everything you had to do. I don't know how he does it. I seriously don't know how you do it. I saw him. He was flipping pumps around and doing this and doing that. I was like, oh, hell no. Well, we're through 10,000. We can go ahead and turn the landing lights on. 22 minutes in, and we're already passing through 9,000, and Charlotte's about 25 nautical miles off the nose. I'll tell you what, though. I am definitely... Believe it or not, I just re-downloaded X-Plane onto my computer. And the only reason I did that... Well, there's two reasons, I guess. One is because I know general aviation flying is better on X-Plane. I mean, that's just kind of a fact. And trust me, I'm not a big X-Plane guy. Nate can attest. I am not a big X-Plane guy in any way, shape, or form. But I will say X-Plane has definitely a better GA. I just think it's better for general aviation flying than Prepared in general. Now, I think Prepared is better for commercial flying, but I will say, someone's designing, I guess the same guys that did the Zebo mod on the 737, which I want to use, but I still have to learn X-Plane and get my controls all bound.
Now, but wait until you fly.
Yeah, and I got to get like the cameras, because I know there's some camera add-ons, and I have no clue what I'm doing there. It's so different from Prepared. I want everything to run like Prepared, and I have to tell myself this isn't Prepared at all. Like, don't expect it to do what Prepared does, and don't expect certain things, because that's just not how it's going to work. So I just have to spend some time with that and just get used to it. Oh, there's our... I love looking at this. It doesn't look like this in the real world, but there's Catawba power plant off our left there. It's actually it doesn't have the big... It's a nuclear power plant, but it doesn't have those big, like, smokestack things to it. They're smaller little reactors, just like 8 of them. But you always fly over them. I always see that place coming in to land in Charlotte, so I always say hi to it. Catawba power plant on Catawba Island. I think that's how you say it. I just sounded it out. But yes, I will definitely be trying the... I guess I'll try out the Zebo mod in X-Plane. And I also, when that Max comes out, that Max is... Max looks pretty good. Just the flight deck of it, I love flying the 787, so you take like the 787 screens and put them into a 737, and oh my god. That probably, if I could fly the Max in the sim, that'd probably become my favorite airplane ever. I can't believe I'm saying that because right now, at least the 737-700 is my favorite. Denali, no, I do not live near Charlotte, but I am based there for PSA Airlines, so I fly in and out of Charlotte almost on the daily and multiple times. But I live up in Cleveland, unfortunately. That will be changing soon. But
You live there virtually.
yes, virtually. Virtually, you could say I live in Charlotte.
Yeah, even the Zevo has split scimitars.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. If you can just dump split scimitars on that quickly, PMDG can dump scimitars on their model that quickly. Don't give me some BS that you have to do some. I understand, like, the fuel figures and all that shit, but for now, it's been, like, I don't know how many years. Just give us scimitars already, man. I think I talk about scimitars almost every stream. I didn't talk about scimitars last stream, but that's because I really didn't have much to talk about. The flight was so short, and I didn't have a guest helping me with just random content. But yes, the scimitars, those need to come out already. That's sad. Shouldn't take this long. They wasted God knows how much time on the DC-6. That's a piece of trash airplane. I can't believe they even made that. Ugh. Grosses me out. Anyways, returning here. For some reason, this traffic is just not behaving well in my sim. I don't know why. I loaded it in, and it's not behaving the way I want it to, so I am just going to kill it. I'll load it back in once I park, but for some reason it was working fine in Charlotte last time, and now see, this is a brand new install of Prepared. This is literally like the third flight I've ran with it, and I don't understand why I'm having this issue again. It went away my other install, but this install, I'm like missing buildings around my plane. I don't know what, but like they're out here. It's weird. I gotta look at my settings. Like I said, again, this is my third flight in this sim, so I really haven't had a time to like tweak anything, but that's just not right.
You have not had a good month.
Not really. This has not been that great month for... This has not been a good sim month. I started off this month by reinstalling the sim, and then... I think what happened, realistically, I'm not even going to blame the sim for the second reinstall. I installed TomatoShade, and ever since I installed that, it started acting really weird. Almost to the point to where... I tried flying one of my flights, and I just was crashing out in Chicago, even though... I was crashing on Chicago even though I had been there before, and all of a sudden I just couldn't load there before. It was weird.
So what was it, your fourth install?
Third. Second in the month of October. Third in, like, the past 2 months. So yes, this is the third version of of Prepared.
Yeah, I've had trouble before.
I don't get it. I never had this issue, especially with, like, auto-gen. I don't understand. It's so, like, not uniform, either. And that's what doesn't make any sense to me. It's not loaded on the left here, but it's loaded up there. I don't know. I gotta fix this thing. I gotta figure it out.
Well, it's weird how you went from perfectly normal to just downhill overnight.
Yeah, like, my sim was fine, and then all of a sudden... I still have it. It's going to go in at the end of this month. There's going to be a, I guess, clips video of just random stupid things that happen in my streams and videos for the month of November. There's going to be a couple in October because I streamed like once in October, and I think I got 2 clips out of that one video. But
yep,
yes, that's right. It was 2. We're going to put this on heading now. I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I crashed out in Charlotte last stream, and something was deeply wrong with my sim. But anyways, we're at 3,000. Nate, thank you for, I guess, providing some talking points and just chilling out on stream. So thank you for that, sir. Appreciate it. I'm sure we will. I think we'll have you back. I think we will.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, all right, man. Thank you for stopping by, and I'm gonna land a CRJ.
Yep, adios.
See you, man. Alright, so we're slowing back here to 200 knots. Don't worry, I just totally didn't kick him out. He's still here with me. It's just I gotta fly my plane here. So we're back to 200 knots here. We're gonna make a left turn to a heading of 270. And join the ILS runway 18 left. The ILS localizer is 110.35, and we've got that set there. Actually, we've got this on nav 2, and his should be tuned in. So we're going to switch us over to Loc 1. His is going to go over to Loc 2. Make sure the course is right, 184, India Victor Quebec Kilo, or Kilo Quebec, is right. We're going to put on approach mode. Phil, that's right. I was having things crash that made absolutely no sense, that never crash, were crashing. It was the way, like, but this though, what is this? Why is there no auto-gen over here? This is, yet there's auto-gen all over here, but I'm missing trees. There must have been something wrong with my, I don't know what. This has got to be TerraFlora. There must be something wrong. I probably have to reinstall TerraFlora or something like that, because something's not right with my trees. I should definitely have trees, and I don't. That's probably what it is. It's probably TerraFlora. It's probably not even my sim. That's got to be what it is. Like I said, this is my, what, 3rd time running this sim, so I'm expecting to have things I gotta, you know, just iron out. So we are going to be slowing back to about 190 knots. You see it capturing the localizer here. For runway 18 left. We're not on VATSIM again, so I'm not going to make a call. Don't worry, I'm not just landing on VATSIM without making any sort of calls. And the missed approach is 4,000. I'll set that right after we capture the glide slope. Oh, I can do it now. So we've got 4,000 set. Again, the localizer in this plane does not capture that well initially. It does line up and center on the localizer, but just like in the real plane, it kind of misses it to the right, comes back to the left, and it just kind of slowly wiggles itself onto the localizer. So if you see that in your plane, it's actually not a bug, it's just how the plane actually is. We're about 6 miles out. We can go gear down, flap 20. Flap 30, set a speed of 141, which is our V-approach speed. And we'll take the autopilot out. Oh, accidentally double-clicked it. There we go. And flap 45. Arm the thrust reversers. We got our landing lights. Everything is looking good. So, landing checklist. Thrust reversers are armed, landing gear is down, and flaps are 45. Landing checks are complete. If you guys do hear those clicks, that's actually me using the trim. I'm just trimming a little bit here, and every time you hear one of the clicks like that, that's just me trimming.
300. 400. 300. 200. 100. Light slope. 50. 40. Light slope. 30. 20. 10.
Welcome to Charlotte. We're gonna make the right here onto Charlie 6. That's gonna be a right on Charlie, and we're going to gate Echo 33. I'll go ahead and load that gate up here once we get off the runway.
Good landing there, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Toss on the logo light too. I forgot about that. Window heat, probe heat can come off. Gonna make the right turn here on Charlie. Thrust reverses can come off. And Echo 33, that's going to be up here. I think Echo 33 is one of the gates that doesn't have a jetway. No, Echo 33 does not have a jetway, which is my favorite. I love taxiing to hard stands in this plane. And once we do park, I am going to put some traffic on just for right now. I'm leaving it off. Approach off. Put this back and then perf. Flight log. 35 minutes. Wheels up to wheels down. Thank you, Denali. Appreciate that. Wasn't the smoothest thing in the world, but I don't think it was terrible. I don't know. What was it? 181. Pretty basic. Standard. Not smooth, not hard, just kind of... we're here. We'll say we've been clit across runway 23. Good. Run the strobe lights. Make sure we get that extra lighting. Also going to throw on our wing inspection. That way we have all the lights on. Make us especially visible. Jamesy1324, what's up, man? Nice to see you back in the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Alright, we're across the hold bar. We're past the hold bars. Those come back off. Strobes off. Let's open up the APU SOV. Once that's open, you'll see APU door open. There it is. And we'll start the APU. We'll enter the ramp here, and then Echo 33 is down that way. I think because I turned off traffic and then wanted to turn it back on, I think that's what caused it to be weird. I don't usually, like, turn off and turn on traffic, so, like I said, I think it had to do with the traffic, why it was just the frames were being so broken, but this place looks awesome when it actually does have traffic, so like I said, as soon as I park, I'm going to throw the traffic on, and it just looks so cool. I turned it on now, but I have a feeling that they're just going to spawn into my gate, and that'll be a problem. I also realize I've got the flaps up. There we go. Aerosoft, CG, it's crashing the desktop when you put the origin onto the FMC. I would definitely check it. Check it in terms of, I would Google that and see if there's something in the forums. I haven't had that issue, The other thing is I would make sure there's an Aerosoft updater that comes with the CRJ. Make sure you run that. Look for it. It's in the, I think you just search on your computer, Aerosoft updater, and make sure you run it because the current version should be 1. Oh, there's a line. 1.2.0 is the current version. So make sure you're running that. That's my suggestion for you. Come on. There we go. Brakes are set. APU is running. Engines can come off. Beacon light off. Hydraulic pump 3A off. Seatbelt sign off. Let's actually get the dome light going here. Here we go. Nose wheel steering is off, and let's open the doors. We call for deboarding. And we parked at 22:58, which is only 3 minutes late. So not bad, considering we departed like 13 minutes late, so that's really not bad. We made up some time. It is really difficult to make up time on super short flights because they just don't have it. On longer flights, you can make up a lot of time, but unfortunately on short ones, it's just, it's a pain to make up time. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed the flight. I can definitely do lots more of these shorter CRJ flights. I love flying the CRJ. I fly it quite a bit. And yeah, I fly it a lot. I do a lot of Southwest and PSA are my two main guys. I really don't fly much of anything other than that. I sometimes fly a Cathay 777 and the 787. I do a little bit of flying for TUI in the 787. I hope I might record some of those videos for you guys, but I really am enjoying the streams. I'm glad you could come along for them. And let's check out our plane here. Not bad. Oh, let's go ahead and get ground power and all that stuff hooked up here so we can turn off the APU and stop just burning a bunch of gas we don't need to. Alright, APU is available. We will select it and deselect the GPU is available. Deselect the APU, sorry. That can come off and we can turn the packs off. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Denali. I'm glad you did. And yeah, they'll definitely be doing some more. Like I said, I want to go down to Daytona Beach in the CRJ. That's a really cool flight. Aerosoft did a great Daytona Beach scenery. They pretty much do not only the airport, but the entire surrounding area. And I definitely want to try in some streams, X-Plane streams with GA flying, just maybe doing like a VFR flight, just kind of say we're going to go from here to there and not really plan it and just kind of go and see what happens. So I definitely plan on doing some of those. Anywho, well, guys, that's going to do it for this stream. I really do appreciate you guys all coming along and hanging out with me here while we fly down over to Charlotte. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on another stream. Please like this video if you did, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.